All right, let's dive into the world of 30-day fitness challenges. We've got a whole bunch of sources here, like
Yeah.
My Crazy Good Life
Yeah.
and a bunch of articles about how online fitness communities are blowing up,
Hmm.
plus some research on the psychology behind all of it.
Right.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is.
The big question we're going to tackle is, can you really transform your fitness
Yeah.
in just a month?
Right.
And then what about the impact that goes beyond just the physical results? Like,
Yeah.
how does it affect your community and mindset and all that?
You're spot on. It's about so much more than just like dropping a dress size or getting ripped.
Right.
There's this whole underlying current of like, how do we change behavior, form habits,
Oh, interesting.
and yeah, even make social connections, which we're going to unpack today.
My Crazy Good Life is all about these short fitness journeys, right?
Mhm.
It really leans into this idea that you can revamp your routine
Right.
in just 30 days, even if you're crazy busy.
Absolutely.
I gotta be honest, though, I'm a little skeptical.
Is that really enough time to see real change?
Well, it's a fair question. The book kind of uses this psychological thing called the Zeigarnik effect. Our brains, they like to fixate on stuff we haven't finished.
Okay.
So a short time frame, like 30 days, just creates this urgency,
Right.
It makes the goal feel way more manageable.
Yeah.
Plus, as you start checking off those workouts, your brain's like, woohoo, dopamine.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And that just reinforces the habit loop, keeps y'all going.
That is really interesting. It's not just about willpower.
Nope.
There's a whole science behind it.
For sure.
But there are so many types of challenges out there.
Yeah, so many.
Where do you even start?
My Crazy Good Life breaks it down into a bunch of categories.
Yeah.
Abs, full body, yoga, you name it.
Oh, cool.
What I think is awesome is they even have options for families to do the challenges together.
I love that.
It's not just you going solo. It's something you can do with the whole family.
It takes the pressure off if you're not like a gym fanatic.
Speaking of which, I noticed My Crazy Good Life has this low impact challenge
Yeah.
that seems perfect for beginners.
I thought so too. That one really caught my eye.
Oh, yeah.
It uses like basic movements like squats and push-ups.
Okay.
And they even give you ways to modify them if you need to.
Like what?
Like, say you're not ready to do a full push-up on the floor.
Yeah.
You could start by doing them against the wall.
Oh, that's smart.
And they mix in walking too, which
Yeah.
is something most people can do,
Right.
even if they're just starting out.
So they're not just throwing you in the deep end.
No, not at all.
They're making sure these challenges are actually doable.
Yeah, totally.
Something surprised me when I was looking through the sources. What's that? It seems like these challenges are becoming way more than just workouts.
Oh, yeah?
There's this whole community aspect.
Absolutely.
I hadn't really thought about that before.
It's a huge trend we're seeing everywhere.
Yeah.
Like articles from Atlas Bar and research papers like The Impact of Online Fitness Challenges, they all highlight how these individual journeys are turning into shared experiences.
Yeah. The Impact article even mentions that virtual race participation
I know, right?
exploded by like over 1,000% in 2020.
Incredible.
Seems like people are really craving connection, especially around their fitness goals.
Makes sense.
But what does that actually look like? Is
Yeah.
it just like liking each other's sweaty selfies on Instagram?
It goes way deeper than that.
Okay.
Think about it like online forums where people can share their progress, right? Swap recipes, offer encouragement, that kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
Some challenges even use shared workout logs or virtual support groups.
Wow.
It becomes this whole network of accountability and motivation.
Oh, I get it.
You're not just working out for yourself anymore.
Great.
You're part of something bigger.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah,
It's like having a built-in support system.
exactly.
But isn't there like a downside to all this online stuff?
Yeah.
Could it become more about getting validation from others
Uh-huh.
than actually improving yourself?
Yeah, that's the other side of the coin.
Okay.
The Impact article brings up some important questions about those potential pitfalls.
Like what? Give me the dirt.
Well, there's the risk of pushing yourself too hard,
Oh, yeah.
just to keep up with everyone online.
Right.
Or it could turn into unhealthy competition where people are comparing themselves and feeling bad.
Yeah.
And then there's definitely the whole thing about getting addicted to likes and comments for validation,
Ooh, yeah.
which can be a bad thing in the long run.
So it's a double-edged sword, huh?
Definitely.
But it seems like a good support network could actually help with those risks.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
That's where the whole community idea becomes really important.
Okay.
It's not just about cheering each other on online. It's about having a space where you can be vulnerable.
Oh,
where people can talk about their struggles and help each other through the tough times.
that brings us to the power of community fitness challenges.
Yes.
This article really digs into the deeper benefits of working out together.
It totally changes how we think about challenges.
How so?
It's not about individual wins anymore.
Right.
It's about celebrating milestones together,
Yeah,
turning fitness into a shared story.
that's cool.
And it's amazing to see how this impacts not just personal motivation,
Right.
but team dynamics too,
In what way?
like in workplaces, schools, even families.
Wow. Okay, I'm starting to get the bigger picture.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting in shape for summer.
Right.
It's about using community to build healthy habits that actually stick.
Exactly.
But are we putting too much faith in these short bursts of effort? I mean, can a 30-day challenge really lead to lasting change?
That's the million-dollar question. It really is the million-dollar question. Can these short little bursts of effort really change things for good? It's something the Power article really digs into. The idea is that a 30-day challenge is like a spark.
Okay.
It jumpstarts your routine, introduces you to this supportive community,
Right.
and helps you break through those mental barriers we all have.
So it's like a gateway drug to a healthier lifestyle.
Uh-huh. I like that.
Uh,
But you're right. It probably takes a ton of self-discipline to keep it going after those 30 days are over.
yeah, I would imagine.
You're not wrong.
Right.
The challenge itself gives you structure, makes you accountable. But ultimately, whether you stick with a healthy lifestyle really comes down to your own motivation.
Makes sense.
And that's where the community part can be huge.
Yeah.
If you've made real connections, found things you actually enjoy doing,
Right.
you're way more likely to keep it up.
It's like that saying, find a workout you love and you'll never have to exercise a day in your life.
Exactly.
But I'm also thinking about the tech side of things.
We talked about platforms like Fitbit using, like gamification, to get people more involved.
Right.
How effective is that in the long run? Is it just a quick hit of dopamine, or can it actually help you build lasting habits?
That is such a good question, and researchers are still figuring it out.
Yeah.
The appeal of badges, leaderboards, all those virtual rewards is definitely there at first.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It taps into our competitive side, gives us that instant gratification.
Right, right.
But the real challenge is going from those external rewards to actually being motivated from within.
So how do you make that jump from chasing virtual trophies to actually enjoying the process?
Oh, that's where mindfulness comes in.
Okay.
It's about encouraging people to pay attention to how the activity makes them feel.
Gotcha.
The endorphin rush, that feeling of accomplishment,
Right.
the stress relief.
Yeah.
You shift the focus from the end goal to the journey itself.
I can see how that would be huge.
Right.
Instead of obsessing over how many calories you burned.
You're just tuning in to the experience of moving your body.
Exactly. And that's something My Crazy Good Life emphasizes too.
Yeah.
It's not just about hitting those daily workout numbers.
Right.
It's about finding joy in it, trying different things, figuring out what really works for you.
Speaking of My Crazy Good Life, I was really impressed by how many different challenges they offer.
Me too. It's not just a one-size-fits-all thing.
Yeah.
They've got options for all fitness levels, interests, even families.
It's like a choose-your-own-adventure for fitness.
I love that. And that's a key takeaway here.
It is.
There's no single right way to approach a 30-day challenge.
Okay.
The important thing is to find something that fits your goals, your lifestyle, who you are.
But with so many choices, how do you pick the right challenge for you?
That's where you got to do some self-reflection.
Okay.
Think about your fitness goals.
Like what?
Do you want to get stronger, more flexible, improve your heart health, or just work out more consistently? And think about your current fitness level.
Okay.
Are you already an athlete, a weekend warrior, just starting out?
Yeah.
And don't forget what you actually like to do.
Right.
Do you prefer working out alone, in a group, or a mix of both?
It's like dating. You got to swipe through those profiles and see who catches your eye.
Exactly. And just like dating, it might take a few tries to find the perfect match.
Good point.
Don't be afraid to try different things and see what clicks.
But let's say you found the right challenge. You're all signed up.
Okay.
Your workout gear is ready, and you're feeling pumped.
Awesome.
Any tips for actually sticking with it and making it to the end?
Planning and preparation are your best friends.
Okay.
Put those workouts in your schedule, just like you would any other important appointment.
Gotcha.
Make them non-negotiable.
Okay. No excuses.
Lay out your workout clothes the night before.
Oh, that's smart.
Make healthy meals and snacks ahead of time so you're not tempted to grab junk.
Right, right.
It's all about setting yourself up for success.
Makes sense. And I bet having a support system helps too.
Oh, absolutely. Whether it's online or in person,
Yeah.
tell your friends and family about your goals, join a virtual challenge group, find a workout buddy who will keep you accountable.
Yeah.
The more people you have in your corner, the easier it'll be to stay motivated.
It's about building that web of support,
Exactly.
both inside and out.
Yeah.
But let's talk about something we haven't really touched on.
What's that?
The mental side of these challenges.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about pushing your body, right?
Right.
It's about pushing your mind, too.
That's a huge part of it.
How so?
These challenges can be so empowering.
In what way?
They help you build resilience, get over self-doubt,
Okay.
prove to yourself that you can do more than you think.
I like that.
But they can be mentally tough, too,
Oh, yeah, I bet.
especially if you hit a plateau or something goes wrong.
Right, right.
And that's why it's so important to have a positive mindset.
Okay.
Focus on celebrating the small wins. See challenges as opportunities to grow. And be kind to yourself when things get rough.
So it's about treating yourself with kindness and understanding along the way.
Exactly.
But I'm curious about the long-term effects of these challenges. Do they really have the power to change your mindset for good, even after those 30 days?
Now that's where things get really interesting. The impact article actually talks about some fascinating research on the psychological effects of these challenges.
Lay it on me.
Studies have shown that doing these challenges can make you more confident, improve how you see your body,
Wow.
and give you a greater feeling of control over your health.
So it's not just about the physical changes. It's about feeling good about yourself and taking charge of your well-being.
Exactly. And that can affect other areas of your life too.
Like what?
People who finish these challenges often say they feel more motivated, disciplined, even more resilient in their personal and professional lives.
It's like that feeling of accomplishment spills over into everything else.
Exactly.
I love that. But let's change gears for a second.
Okay.
We've been talking about how these challenges benefit individuals.
Right.
But what about the bigger picture?
What do you want?
What if we could use this whole trend to create positive change on a larger scale?
That's an interesting thought. What are you thinking?
Well, I was remembering that the Power article talked about how these challenges affect team dynamics.
Yeah.
Imagine if we could scale that up to whole communities.
I like that idea.
Tell me more. Like, what if schools, workplaces, even whole cities did a 30-day fitness challenge together?
Wow. That would be incredible. It could
Yeah.
really bring people together, make everyone more active, and put a bigger focus on health and well-being.
Exactly.
It could help build community, give people a shared goal,
Right.
and create a culture of support and encouragement.
It could be huge for public health, bring people closer, and just make everyone feel better overall.
It's a really inspiring idea. It shows how powerful it can be when we work together, and how individual changes can lead to bigger changes in society.
It's about using the energy and excitement of these challenges to create a wave of positive change.
And it all starts with one step. One person, one community, one challenge at a time.
I love that. But before we get too carried away,
Yeah.
let's hear from some real people who've actually experienced how powerful these challenges can be.
That's a great idea. Let's hear some of those inspiring stories.
Okay, so story time. We've talked about all the sciencey stuff, the trends, and how these 30-day fitness challenges can impact people.
Yeah.
But now let's hear from some actual people who've done these things.
This is my favorite part. It's where the ideas meet real life,
Yeah,
where we get to see how these challenges actually play out.
totally. And the impact of online fitness challenges has some amazing stories.
Yeah.
One that really stuck with me was Marie's experience with a 30-day yoga challenge.
Oh, cool.
Now, she wasn't like a yoga expert or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, she'd never really done yoga consistently before.
Huh.
But she decided to do it every day for 30 days.
Wow.
And the results were incredible.
What was so cool about her story was how it changed her in ways that weren't just physical.
Right.
She talked about how yoga helped her deal with stress, sleep better,
Oh, wow.
and even become more self-aware.
It's like those ripples we were talking about, how these challenges can affect different parts of your life in a good way.
Absolutely.
And for Marie, the online community made a huge difference.
Oh, interesting.
She connected with other people doing the challenge, shared her ups and downs,
Yeah.
and got so much support.
It just shows you the power of going through something together,
Yeah,
especially when you're trying to start a new habit.
totally.
Having that support system online can be a game changer.
For sure. Okay, let's talk about Tom.
Go ahead.
His story, which is also in that Impact article, was all about running.
Uh-huh.
He had always wanted to run a half marathon,
Wow.
but he never thought he could actually do it.
Yeah, that's a goal that seems so impossible to a lot of people.
Even me.
The distance itself is scary.
It really is.
But Tom found this 12-week training program that broke everything down into smaller steps.
Hi.
And it all led up to a virtual half marathon at the end of those 30 days.
Cool.
And get this, the program even used gamification
Oh, wow.
with virtual badges and milestones and stuff.
That's smart. It makes it more fun and gives you a sense of progress.
Yeah, which is super important for sticking with a long-term goal.
Absolutely.
And the virtual race thing is pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Tom was connecting with runners from all over the world.
Wow.
They were all sharing their training online, giving each other advice,
That's awesome.
and celebrating their achievements together virtually.
It's amazing how technology can bring people together from anywhere, you know?
I know, right?
And it makes fitness events more accessible, too. You don't have to travel or pay a ton of money to join in.
Right.
You can just put on your shoes and run a virtual race from anywhere.
That is so cool. Okay, one last story before we wrap things up.
Okay, I'm ready. This one's from the Power of Community Fitness Challenges.
Okay.
And it really shows how amazing things can happen when people work together toward a common goal.
I love team challenges. There's just a different energy to them.
Totally. This story is about Jane and some of her friends who decided to do a 30-day bootcamp series together.
Oh, fun.
Jane said having her friends there made her push herself harder than she would have alone.
Makes sense.
And they had so much fun together, you know? They're
It's
all in it together, laughing, struggling, and celebrating their wins.
It shows how important it is to find a workout environment that's supportive and motivating.
Right.
And it reminds us that fitness doesn't have to be a solo thing.
Totally.
It can actually be a way to strengthen friendships and build community.
So we've heard from Marie, who was new to yoga and found peace and strength on her mat. And Tom, who always wanted to run a half marathon and finally did it with the help of a virtual community and some fun gamification.
Yeah.
And then there's Jane, who had a blast doing a boot camp with her friends.
3 different people, 3 different journeys,
Right.
but they all experience the power of a 30-day fitness challenge.
Their stories are inspiring, but they're also relatable, you know?
Totally.
They show that these challenges are for anyone who's willing to put in the work and find what works for them.
And they highlight how much can happen when we step outside our comfort zones.
Yeah.
It's not just about physical changes.
Right.
It's about building confidence, making connections, and finding a love for movement that can last a lifetime.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today, I want to ask you, what kind of challenge are you feeling inspired to try?
Ooh, good question.
Whether it's a journey you take on your own, a virtual adventure with people from all over,
Yeah.
or a team effort with your friends and family,
Right.
the possibilities are endless.
They really are.
The most important thing is to find what excites you and matches your goals.
And remember, even the longest journeys start with a single step.
I love that.
So take that first step, embrace the challenge, and see where it leads you. You might be surprised by what you discover about yourself and the world around you.
Could have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of 30-day fitness challenges.
Of course, it was fun.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep moving, and keep challenging yourselves.